DC the beat man. DC the beat man.
So epic.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite show, Get a Bucket. I'm your host, Trey, and as usual, I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day. And as you can see, we got my guy Sharper here. Sharp, how's everything with you, man?
Hey, living the life, man. Up here chilling.
I feel it. You out? Look like you outside on the stoop a little bit, or is that the balcony?
Out here now, I'm on the Lanai down here in Florida, man.
Okay.
Down by my chilling, working on my tan, trying to.
Okay. Yeah. See, it looks like your weather situation might be a little bit better than ours. It's not raining or anything like that, but it don't seem like it's too.
Nah, it's not too
great.
good. They haven't had rain down here. My dad said in about 45 days. And a little drought.
Yeah, pros and cons to that, I guess. Yeah, that's interesting. I'd like a little rain personally, but that's fine. Look, let me ask you this, man. All right, so look, ladies and gentlemen, this is a basketball show, so we can get right on into it now. We got the 2023 WNBA predictions. Now, before you guys leave, we're not going to talk about all the teams. All right, we're going to talk about 3 of them things. So, with that being said, now I don't want to harp on them too much because we got some other teams to talk about, Sharp. Such as, and this team that you could view them as retooling. Building. You know what I'm saying? The Indiana Fever. And matter of fact, let me just go ahead and do this. The Indiana Fever. That's who we talking about, right? What's your thoughts on the Fever before I show the screen? Have you followed them much? Are you a fan of them really? Like, what's your thoughts on the Fever?
I'll be completely honest. I have not really followed them a lot. I'll be completely honest. They probably are going to get a Aaliyah Boston, more than likely. But I know Aaliyah Boston in college, she was a double-double machine. So, for the most part. So, carrying that weight, speaking hypothetically, if you were to get her in the draft, and the ping pong ball drop it with y'all number one, y'all snag it. That's a lot of pressure for a rookie. Speaking hypothetically.
Let's pull up the roster and see if she really gonna have a lot of pressure then. Because like you said, they are drafting number one, and they're more than likely gonna draft Aaliyah Boston. Now, when I have this team, my starting lineup is looking like, in my estimation, Erica Wheeler, Kelsey Mitchell, Victoria Vivens, Melissa Smith, and then I have Queen Egbo in here because I made the team based on, like, I didn't include draft picks just because, like, one, you don't really know where players are going to get drafted officially outside of the top 2. We know Boston's going here, and then Miller is going to the to the Lynx. So with that being said, though, we can slide Egbo to the bench potentially, or to the bench, and then Boston goes number one at the center spot. So again, just to clarify, these will be my 4 starters, or these will be my starters along with Aaliyah Boston and Yep, there we go. All right. So we got them, like I said, plus Aaliyah Boston. I think personally, it won't be a lot of pressure on Aaliyah Boston. Here's why I say that: the Indiana Fever. I was telling Naomi about this. They actually could sneak into the playoffs this very season. I remember last year she said the Indiana Fever. She's surprised that they've been at the bottom for so long, just because they've been drafting so low for so long, right? And you would think that talent starts to accumulate at some point in time. I do believe that point in time is this season. If some teams surprise me, then maybe the youth might hurt their chances of getting to the playoffs. But an 8th seed, 7th seed is a very possible point in time for me right now. What's your thoughts on the Fever? Again, we got a young squad. But does that change your mind a little bit? Because again, they can go deep as well. You still got Donnie Henderson, Maya Caldwell, Lexi Holt, Emily Inksler, Emma Cannon, and Queen Egbo that can all come off the bench for that team. So I mean, they have the depth, they have youth. Like, you still think there's pressure from Boston?
No, I mean, if they can play her like her coming off the bench, it depends on how quickly and how smoothly she gets acclimated to the WNBA game.
You want the number 1 draft pick coming off the bench when the number 2 draft pick last season was starting?
I mean, look. I'm saying maybe for the first 2-3 games. I'm not saying for the whole season. Just let her.
What's the purpose of her coming off the bench first 2-3 games? Because again, there's 40 games in the season. So you're saying the first 2 to 3, she's coming off the bench, just to get acclimated to the game?
Yeah, I mean, just to see. It all depends on. Again, it's all about scheme. I mean, they're going to draft her more than likely. Do you really want to throw her into the fire right away? Now, here's the thing. Like I said, 2 games. Let's say 2 games. Shoot, she can be starting a week after the season starts. These women got back-to-backs, whatever have you, just to see how she does. Now, I will say this: I do watch the WNBA. I do wish, because I don't know. You can correct me if I'm wrong or not. They don't have the summer, like they don't have. I know a lot of the women play overseas, but they don't have like the rookie summer league type games like the NBA has, right?
I don't believe you're talking about like a summer league type. There's no G League type affiliations. There's no. I don't believe they have the rookie. I don't believe they have that rookie.
That's the one thing I wish. I think that's the one thing I wish the WNBA and I hope that they can get that for these young ladies coming in. I hope that they can get like a, a G League affiliate, and I know I'm getting off topic, but a summer league, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the only reason why I made that comment. Just, getting her feet wet, dipping her toe in the water, getting used to it and everything like that. Because I have seen, I remember Candace Parker did an interview, and, she started right away. She was it was she was so used to everything coming so easy at Tennessee. Of course, she's, a future Hall of Famer. But she said, it took her, that first month to really get acclimated to, because she thought she was going to come in and just dominate. And it took her that first month to be like, okay, it's real deal. That's the only reason why I say that.
Interesting. So I was looking, I think the concept you brought up about the summer league would be interesting. I don't think there's a summer league at all, which I think there's enough players drafted to the point where you can form up some teams and be like, all right, let's put these teams up against, let's put these players up against these players. You know what I'm saying? Like, there should be some league. There could be a league within the WNBA where you can start playing and picking players from those. It could be similar to the G League for the WNBA. That should easily be doable. And I don't see how you can't make that type of situation. So I would love. Yeah, we definitely got to revisit that. For Boston starting versus coming off the bench, I hear you. Because you don't know how fast someone's going to be acclimated or is going to acclimate to the game.
Yep.
With Aaliyah Boston, though, she's 6'5", she seems mobile enough. I understand she didn't have the best game against Iowa, right? She got into foul trouble a little bit. Some people might have some questions about her game. For an entire season, we called her the unanimous number 1 pick. I gotta assume she can acclimate and adjust pretty well. I'd be pretty shocked if she couldn't. So for me, looking at her on this team, I don't think there's any pressure on her starting because she wouldn't have to be the number 1 focal point. You have to play there. You got other players who can kind of pick up that slack. Erica Wheeler is a quality point guard who can feed the bigs the ball because a big needs a guard in order to really shine and thrive. So I think she does not have that pressure. I understand why you say that though. I would just say, hey, I would rather her start. This isn't for me. I wanted the Warriors to draft LaMelo Ball, and I wanted LaMelo to come off the bench. And if I wanted him to earn his time to really truly appreciate that role because of the system he was going into, I don't think Aaliyah Boston is going into that championship pedigree type system. So I'm not taking the same approach with her on that. Oh, Sharper, we are here because I guess for me. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me do this before we did it. The X factor for the Fever. Who would that be for you before we transition?
I'm gonna push on. I don't gamble, but I'm gonna push all my chips to the middle of the table. If she gets drafted number 1, it's gonna be Aaliyah Boston.
So you think Aaliyah Boston's gonna be their X factor? Interesting. Okay. I actually think the X factor is going to be.
I think she's gonna average 10 and 8.
I don't think that's the X factor. I feel like the X factor is someone who's extremely important. Don't get me wrong, she is important to their future, but for this particular season, I think they can get by with her not necessarily having to dominate or anything like that. I look at Erica Wheeler. I look at Melissa Smith. Those are two players that I think are the X factor reason why. Erica Wheeler is a dynamic guard, very underrated. And then when I look at Melissa Smith, she actually had a really solid season last year. It was overshadowed by Ryan Howard's rookie year All-Star berth. But how many rookies are doing that? And again, Melissa very well could have made the All-Star list herself too. I mean, who won Sylvia Fowles last season? Maybe Melissa sneaks it in over Sylvia. Who knows? Like she's a good player. So those two players, again, bigs, they need someone to get them the ball. Erica Wheeler can help Aaliyah Boston out. And then with Melissa Smith, she can bring the ball up herself. So she's developed real well. Maybe she can have her all-star nod this season. And now the Fever are really trending in a really good direction because now you have an all-star caliber player and you're just waiting to see if Aaliyah Boston will pan out. So those are my two X factors for the Fever. But Sharp, I greatly appreciate you for coming on the show, my boy. This was a good conversation. We definitely going to talk about some more WNBA teams later on in the season, like monitoring, it's coming out before long. So, but before we go, do you have anything you want to say to the folks before we close up shop?
If y'all haven't seen it, go see Air. Go see Air. That's all I'm going to say.
Good call. Yeah, we didn't talk about the shows. We did not talk about the shows at all.
Go see it. Go see it if y'all can. Even if y'all not a sneakerhead, if y'all Michael Jordan fan, trust me, the whole process. Let's put it like this. Mama Jordan, she's the real MVP. Go see the movie.
All right, bet. That's a nice little plug there. That's a nice little plug right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, look, hope you all had a good one. Please stay tuned. And until next time, take care.
Oh, I did not know you guys were still here. As you can see, we're at the back end of the show. No pun intended, but look, hope you all enjoyed it. And before you go, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow the IG account, share the content to anybody who's anybody. And most importantly, leave your thoughts and comments below. But I got to go back and play Buddy in 2K, so let me unmute him real quick. Excuse me. Hey, boss, I'm back. Nah, you better catch this word. We get buckets around here, too.